All right, today we are raiding the pantry and we're taking everything we find and we're putting it into a compost skillet cookie. It is the perfect combination of sweet and salty, and it's guaranteed to satisfy any craving. Join me in the kitchen as we make small batch recipes with big taste. We're going to make our compost skillet cookie in a 6-inch cast iron pan. Now, if you don't have a cast iron pan, you could use a 6-inch cake pan. Just make sure you grease it. But I just think things taste better when they've been cooked in cast iron, so I like to use mine as much as possible. All right, we're going to start with the cookie base. It's like a oatmeal chocolate chip cookie base, but we're going to add in one other special ingredient. But I've got here 3 tablespoons of butter, and we're just going to mix this up by hand because with these small batch recipes, it's just a lot easier. But make sure that butter's nice and soft so it's easy to get everything mixed in. We are going to do a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, and I have 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. We'll mix all that sugars together. We've got all our sugar and butter nice and smooth and combined, and we're going to add in some egg now. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of beaten egg. You're not going to use a whole egg. That would make it way too eggy. So go ahead and save the remainder of your beaten egg though, and try one of those giant cookie recipes of mine up there. So good. You're going to love them. All right, and then we're going to add in some vanilla. Now, about a quarter teaspoon of vanilla, but as my friend Mel likes to say, I measure my vanilla by the heart. So there we go. Get that mixed in, and then we're going to be ready to put in our dry ingredients. So for our dry ingredients, we're going to use a 1/2 cup, and the way I like to measure my flour is I fluff, I scoop, and then I scrape. All right, so a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. We're going to add just a pinch of vanilla, and then a 1/4 cup of, I'm using old-fashioned oats. It's going to give you a little chewier texture. If all you have is quick oats, go ahead and put those in. And then the other, we're going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then to give the compost cookie a little bit of fun texture and flavor, we're putting in 2 tablespoons of graham cracker crumbs. And that's about 1 sheet of graham crackers. I just threw it in my little food processor blender and made it into crumbs. And there we're going to mix all of our dry ingredients in. I first discovered the compost cookie on a visit to the Milk Bar Bakery in New York City with my daughter. They invented the concept of the compost cookie, and the idea is just that you take whatever you find in your pantry and you add it into a cookie. And believe it or not, it works. So we're going to add in now what I found in my pantry. And of course, I had chocolate chips. I'm going to use semi-sweet, about a 1/4 cup. I found some toffee bits, and I think I've got about 2 tablespoons of toffee bits here, and then pretzels, and this is a 1/4 cup of broken up pretzels, and then potato chips. I've got the wavy kind, and there's about I think a 1/4 to a 1/2 cup of potato chips there, and then we are just going to mix that all up. Now those potato chips will break down, of course, a little bit as you stir it in, but you don't want to totally pulverize them. You actually want to have some pieces of potato chip in your cookie. And then I've saved out a couple because I'm going to put them on top. Oh, little trick for you, if your bowl starts to dance around, because we're mixing these small batch recipes by hand, I just put a towel right underneath my bowl, and that helps keep the bowl in place. All right, it's ready to go in the pan. Now, feel totally free to play around with whatever ingredients you find in your pantry, and if you find a really fun combo, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you put into your skillet compost cookie. We're just going to take that dough, pop it right into our skillet. All right. Whoop, man down. And then we're just going to take it and press it right in as even a layer as possible. Doesn't really matter because it's going to spread out as it bakes. All right, and then just to maybe make it look a little prettier, all about the pretty and delicious over here, we're going to just take a few chocolate chips, put them on top, and I think I'm going to take a few potato chips too. Maybe just break them up a little bit and put them on top. And how about a few pretzels? I really like those, like, I don't know what they call more shaped pretzels rather than these sticks. They look a little pretty on here, but this is what I had in my pantry today, so this is what we're using. All right. There we go. You see that? It's ready for the oven. We're going to put it into a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes, maybe 17. Watch it. It just depends on how ooey and gooey you want it in the middle. All right, our compost skillet cookie is done. It is out of the oven. Now, one thing, I told you to go ahead and play around with whatever's in your pantry for the ingredients in the cookie. But I would say for the cookie base, the flour, sugar, oatmeal, graham cracker, leave that as is. It's kind of balanced out so you have a nice gooey cookie base, but feel free to add in any add-ins that you have in your pantry. And again, remember, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you add in. Of course, it's nice and warm and gooey. It needs ice cream. So we're going to add a little ice cream to our compost skillet cookie, and then it's up to you. Eat the whole thing yourself or go ahead and share. But you're going to have all this yummy, gooey, sweet, salty goodness all in one. Enjoy, and I'll see you in our next video.